wonderful world.
And if it weren't for wearing my glasses, it would have gone right in my. Oh, hi! Welcome to Mid-Dice Crisis. Oh,
Yay!
good saying it again. I am your humble DM. I have all the power again.
Back
Not
in the
scary.
sea, the
Not scary at
phenomenal cosmic power.
Itty bitty living space. But as you can see, Torsten is now once again Torsten, and I am not Echo because Echo died. He died, and if you haven't seen that, it's a spoiler. And what are you doing? I mean, you
Right.
could go back and watch the previous.
Well, they don't need to now.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know, if you want to, you could like go on Twitch,
Rusty died too, but now he's better.
or Instagram, or Facebook, YouTube. You can check them all out. We're on all of those. In fact,
It's all in the link tree down below in the comments.
It is. It is. And these are the beautiful faces of my players as they just had a bit of a, like a family-like discussion
That's a nice way
while
of putting it.
trying to figure things out, which
The Manson family.
Right.
of how to keep everybody safe and happy. We've got Riona, who is ready to literally kill Torsten to keep him safe. We've got Rusty, who's down a little on hit points. Scrack is also feeling bad, and as you can see, we're down a Haskar, so he's gonna be quiet.
A little bit.
Love you, Brian. But if I could have Riona, Scrack, and Iron Oxide turn off their cameras just for a minute. You can keep your sound on, but please turn off your cameras. And I would like to start with Torsten. Can you describe how Torsten looks when he was alive?
Damn. Buried the lead there.
Well, as far as Torsten knows, he had sandy blonde hair that he kept in a big old braid, and big blue eyes, and of course the scars permanently engulfed across his face that were put there by the demon lord known as the Horned One. And they never healed. They were just black Icarus, painful all day. He's scraping about 7'1", not looking as healthy as he used to, because the only way he could access his magic is through blood magic. And so which meant he had a lot of self-evisceration and such, did carving runes into himself to continue to use, and it definitely took his toll. He went from he was never big and brawny, but went from rather stout to still strong, still a good constitution, but his pallor had fallen. He's looking a little ashy from all the blood loss, and with a little wild look in his eye.
So, as your idea of self is tickling like a moth against a window pane. Consciousness begins to come to you. The brilliant white light is all you see. It doesn't hurt your eyes because, well, you have to think about it. Slowly, you begin to feel your form coalesce. Slowly, almost against your will. There is no pain. There is no sky. There is no ground. Just an expanse in all directions of white void. And as you slowly see your body form, you hear in Haskar's voice, "It's been a bad day."
I guess it has.
You realize that whatever
look-
behind is where the voice came from.
Yeah, I'm looking around, expecting either Haskar or somebody else.
You try to step, but there's nothing to step on. Eventually, you just kind of will yourself to slowly turn. As you do so, there's a humanoid crow in armor and a green scarf standing there.
Echo. Hey, buddy.
In Scrack's voice, "No."
Okay. You sure look like him.
In your own voice, "Is my face that ugly?"
Oh,
He kind of looks at you, and as you can see him just standing in this void with you, you begin to see flickering images of specters swirling through him and around him. He kind of shudders a little bit, and you see one of the specters move forward towards you, almost like dropping ink into water, clouds up until a face forms in the center, and it's a female face. She winks at you, and she says, "Given enough lubrication, anything will fit. Let's do this." And then she swooshes back and dissipates. One less specter.
okay. I'm going to try to stay relaxed after that statement.
Try to unclench.
Yeah. Breathing
Breathing.
exercises.
More of the specters swirl around. Some just swirl away and dissipate into nothingness. Another one swirls by you. "Pirates are usually undercooked." And as it goes by you, fades off into the distance.
I'll remember that.
One by one, they slowly dissipate as they fade away, until Scrack and one other are standing before you. Or not Scrack, sorry, Echo. Echo looks at you, and in your voice says, "They're alive." In Rusty's voice, he says, "Then there's hope." Riona's voice pipes up, What's the worst that could happen? He bows and begins to fade as he moves backwards, leaving a specter slowly spinning in front of you. Begins to form into a small female child wearing a loose shift, baggy sleeves. Hair is chopped short, sticking up in odd angles. She is all shades of blues and grays, and on her chest, the chemise is wet with silver blood and several puncture marks. No stabbing, please. Uncle Torsten.
I reach out to touch her, to try to heal her.
As you reach out, both of your hands reach nothing, just the image. And she goes from looking sad and scared to acknowledging that you can see her. Uncle Torsten.
Hey,
You can see me now.
I don't know what it means, but yeah.
I didn't know if you'd be able to see me, but someone asked me if I wanted to help you. I said, yeah. So here I am. I miss you.
I miss you too, kiddo. I miss everybody.
You can't see some of them yet, but they're not all with me. I hitched a ride.
From my little friend there, huh?
Yeah. He saw what happened. It was scary.
Wow.
He pulled me away when those monsters were.
Don't worry about them.
I'm not. I don't feel any pain. But he tried to help me. And when we saw you, I told him that you were a great guy. And that you used to give me rides on your shoulders. And you used to swing me around. But I don't have a lot of time. It was really great seeing you again, Uncle Torsten.
It's good to see you.
Someone wants me to tell you. And she reaches out, and even though your hands pass through her hands grasp hold of your wrist. Said that it'll be okay. She reaches up, and she puts her hand on your face. And as she holds your wrist in your face, she goes, he's glad to see someone after so long. He hasn't heard, he hasn't been heard by anyone in so long. He wants you to know it's going to be okay because you carry a spark in you. And as she removes her hand from your face and your wrist is all that's there because the hand is no longer. There is a golden cap placed where it would normally be a stump. It is a ornate, rune-carved golden cap. Goes about halfway up your forearm. In the center of this cap, there is a sword, but its guard extends into scales. He says, be his word and fear not. It's a good look for you. And you realize the pain in your face doesn't bother you. There is no pain. There's a cool sensation. It matches your hand or your wrist.
Just try to catch a glimpse of my face and my wrist.
What little non-decorated portion you can see a clear image, you are still rather gaunt. You still have a shock of white in your beard and your hair from when you were pulling the magic from you. The scars, crossing scars all over your chest and stomach and arms, they are no longer there. Instead, there are golden runes. And your face, where the 4 claw marks are, have also turned to gold and stopped bleeding.
I'm beautiful.
I always thought so. She looks up. Okay. He says he'll take me now. Oh yeah, that's something I was supposed to tell you. When you leave here, this is a special place. If someone dies where you are now, their spirit, it doesn't get released. I don't know what that means exactly, but it can't go to its forever home. But I can now.
That's good.
I miss you.
I miss you too. And I'll see you again.
Maybe. She steps back away and begins to turn into golden mist.
I don't even hide it. The manly tears are flowing.
Manly. You have to point out that they are very manly tears, not
Yeah, just big, open, wide eyes, bloodshot, lots of tears just falling.
very, very manly in a manly manner.
Manly manner.
Yeah. Macho tears.
Not macho, just manly.
As her spirit leaves, Echo is gone. The other spirits that spoke through him are gone. Your niece is gone. You are still in a white void. Very quietly, almost imperceptibly, you hear someone yelling your name, and you feel warmth on your face for the first time as the white void turns more yellow and marbleizes with grays and blacks. And that's when you bolt upright, coughing your lungs out. You are still in the room with the burning walls, and everybody's there yelling at you and screaming and cussing your name out as Haskar is grabbing you by your lapels and shaking the crap out of you, trying to wake you up. Everybody can come back now.
I'm gonna kill him.
I'm fine. Let's go.
No, you're not.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, I'll leave.
You'll leave now, but you were willing to walk through flames and sacrifice yourself a few seconds ago, Torsten?
Oh,
because you know what sacrificing means.
I just hold up my stump of an arm.
As you do that, I want you to roll a d6, please.
Five.
5. As you hold up your arm, fully expecting there to be a bloody stump, just like in your vision, dream, out of body experience, what have you, is a golden cap. And as you hold it up to make a mention of what you did, you rolled a 5.
Yes, sir.
A longsword blade, gold.
That just happened.
A bit ostentatious, don't you think?
Gold's too soft for a sword.
My God has a style.
So your
Do
god
I
is-
see his hand?
Roll investigation. Because right now it is getting dense with the smoke.
I say we get out of here and yell at each other later.
Yeah.
You were willing to stay in here and burn alive and die. Why would we leave now, Torsten? Is it because you were blessed with some magical thing? Now that
11.
you
I do
feel
not
like
see
your
his hand.
Now that you feel like your sacrifice meant something? That you gained something after giving up something? Now you're willing to leave?
I just get up and leave.
Rihanna,
Yes.
can you roll a perception check for me?
Yes, my dungeon master. Let's see, perception. Oh, it's plus 10 now. So even with a 3, that's a 13.
One more than you needed.
Yay!
So as you are feeling heat, not just from the fire, but from your anger, from your rage, you wish you were a barbarian to be able to take advantage of this. Torsten's like, "Eh," and he turns around towards the exit. And as he turns around, you are like, gonna, and you notice it. There's a green scarf wrapped around his neck.
I yank it off of him. Yep. Why do you have this?
I just keep walking out.
I'm a little angry, yeah. Vine whip his foot. I'm aiming for his legs to pull them out from under him.
Can we not?
Nope.
Oh.
In the fire. So does a 28 hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aiming for his legs and I'm trying to just rip him back, which is 6 points of damage. And
You are fully healed, by the way, Torsten.
Oh, okay,
that's
cool.
good. So 6 points of damage. And if the creature is larger or smaller than me, which he's taller than me, he gets
Size
pulled.
larger.
Yeah, so size large. So size larger or size smaller, he gets pulled towards 10 feet closer to me. If not, he's still
He's still
trapped up in my vines. Just holding him so he can't walk.
You still have the blade out. You're kind of like that scene in Wolverine Origins when he pops the claws for the first time and doesn't know how to retract them.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
That GI claws.
well, I'm gonna try out my new my new connection with my deity, and go ahead and cast Spirit Guardians.
Absolutely. Like a dream.
And so now I have spirits flying around in a 15-foot diameter of me.
What do they look like?
They look like they look like
His missing hand.
no
It's a hand.
no they all look like Valkyries, you know, like floating around, and you know
Unkept little Pegasi with little marks on their butts.
Yeah.
I was thinking more just, you know, they have their swords at the ready and such like that. And I cut the vine at my feet, and anyone who makes any aggressive, anyone who makes any more aggressive moves towards me has to make a wisdom saving throw.
And as you do this, you hear Haskar go, "Oh my God."
And I just start walking out. I'm like, I'm not going to die here today, and I wish you wouldn't either. And I
You
just
were
start
willing
walking
to
out.
die less than 30 seconds ago. But now that your God has blessed you
Explain
with
when we
his
get
power,
out of the burning flesh.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
I'm walking out. I'm like, I'm ready to talk like an adult
I'll
when you
follow
are.
him. I'll follow and walk and say, now that your God has blessed you with power, you think, oh, now I don't want to die, even though this entire time you've been wanting to die.
Is the smoke too thick for us to find the exit out of this cave?
It's getting pretty thick because you are in a cave, but you can still find your way.
I was gonna say we knew our way in. It was pretty straightforward.
Because I go outside,
Yeah,
shake
I'm
off.
very much going outside.
Haskar comes
Lick some wounds.
coughing out next to you. What the hells was that, Torsten?
Well, it seems that some sacrifices had to be made. Let's put it this way: I did what Max told me to. I found a new way.
Max told you to be an idiot.
Sometime.
You stay out of this, Max. You're dead. Seriously, Torsten. Less than 30 seconds ago, you were willing to walk down and die, but now your God blessed you with power, and you're like, oh, now I'm gonna live. Do you see how stupid that is?
I think you're missing the point, but that's okay.
I'm not missing any point. I'm seeing the fact that because you got a fancy little new toy and a new ability, just like, oh, I don't know, let's point at Rusty and how he got granted power and a new ability. Everything's a little bit better. All I'm saying is that your God is no better than the demons that we're killing, because he could have helped you this entire time. But instead, we've been helping you. And that wasn't good enough. You were willing to just run down there and die.
You have a very interesting view on things. Selfish and
Right.
childish, but interesting.
Oh, I'm the selfish one, says the man who cut off his own hand to run down the stairs to go kill the guy. Which, by the way, there was a horned demon down there. You still want to run down there? He might be the big bad that, cut up your face.
Would love to, but somebody put a giant fire in my way.
Yeah, because there was no way we were going to beat him, especially after he obliterated Echo in 2 moves.
So, as you are griping outside of this open door portal, the smoke is billowing out, and a half of a horned head, very freshly ground up, flies over your heads and lands and sticks horn first into the ground a little ways away from you. As the doors start vibrating, almost like they're shivering, and dirt and rust and just years of disuse are shaken off as these gold doors close slowly. And they're gone.
Rusty takes a deep breath, about to say something, and when he does, you hear a popping sound as rib. Never mind.
Hold on, Rusty. Let me help you the way I learned how to help. And I'm going to grab my arm and hold it real tight and cast Wither and Bloom on myself, doing necrotic damage to myself so that I can make little blue butterflies go and heal Rusty. Because, we have to hurt ourselves to heal, because that's what I've learned from you, Torsten. That's my last 2nd level, by the way, too. I take 7 points of damage. I take 7, and Rusty, you get your hit point plus 10 now.
Wow.
Thorsten, you do have your full abilities.
Rusty, you take 28 hit points of healing for a 4th level cure wounds.
And amazingly, when Thorsten casts it, he doesn't have to gouge himself.
No, because his god now just magically blessed him, even though he let him suffer for weeks. Because, you know, with power and control, you only get it when you beg. Am I wrong, Torsten? Did you not beg to your god about, please give me power?
Hey, Riona, where's your amulet pointing?
Does it
Because
matter?
I'm pretty sure it's not pointing back there.
No, it was pointing to this, and I pull out a journal inside of a wolf's mouth. Put it away.
Do you actually look at your amulet, though?
I'll glance down at it. Is it a new direction?
It is in a new direction. And it's getting warm to the touch.
I look in the direction it's pointing.
I'm not feeling so good, guys. I need to lay down.
I'll also reach over and cure your wounds too, sir. 19 points of curing.
Thanks. That feels better. Still, I need to lay down.
We're not that far from where we set up camp in that cave. Why don't we go back there, relax, and we can find out what direction we need to go in next, because it is pointing in a direction unless you want to start heading that way.
Is there any signs of life from this toasty horned demon?
So where the door was, it looks like there was nothing ever there. There's no life that you can find, no insects, no birds, no vermin. It's still very cold. Not too harsh for the likes of Rusty or Scrack or Riona, since she has that handy little ability. You do see that Haskar is kind of like standing there manly, just kind of, it's all right. I'm fine. Yeah. But yeah, Haskar and Thorsten are getting a little chilly.
We can head in the new direction and find somewhere to set up Camp Scrack, or we can head back to the cave and set out tomorrow. It's up to you. I'd rather listen to you than anybody. You haven't steered me wrong.
I just, I need to sleep. I need to rest.
We're about
Maybe the cave that we were in before is probably the safest place.
I'm gonna put my hand on Scrack's back and walk with him back to the cave, leaving everyone behind. Just walking with him.
And as you're walking away, take 12 hit points of healing.
Who, me?
Nope. Riona.
All right.
Is there a way I can reject it?
No, all you gotta do is be within 60 feet of me.
As you feel that slight tingle and you feel your health return, you do get back to the cave. Scrack, you find a place where it looks, like you laid before. You do a few turns.
Yep. I turn, circle in place a couple of times and just flop myself down.
Okay. But as you go to sleep, the others, one by one, begin entering the cave. And would you guys like to rest up for the night, or would you like to take a short rest? It's up to you.
I need
It's
a
fairly
good
simple.
long rest. I'm still at like half hit points
Yeah.
right now, and I've got none of my skills. I'm all used up.
You
I
get
will
your
be
you
laying
get your
with
sleep,
Scrag.
Scrag.
Yeah.
I'll take first watch. I'll take 8 hours. As a matter of fact, you guys go ahead and just everybody sleep. And I keep. How long does my spirit guardian stick around? Spirit guardian stick around for 10 minutes. Okay,
Mhm.
but I'll take that 8 anyway. I'll take that first 8.
Okay.
I spend a little while reading my blue book.
Your blue book. Your blue book is the cleanest thing on you, Rusty. While the others have not been exactly the most fastidious as their toiletry habits, you have. But yeah, that last fight and all the smoke and the blood and the guts, you're pretty soiled.
Hey,
I mean-
Rusty.
We'll deal with it.
Rusty,
Yes.
come sit with me a moment if you don't mind. Keep me company, old friend.
Sure. I sit down next to him.
I don't think she understands what faith is.
I don't think I understand what faith is.
I think I just learned what it really is.
I think your God could have helped you at any time that they chose.
When was the last time you felt the touch of your God initially?
Not that long ago.
Not your new patron. The
My old
first
God
one.
is gone.
Exactly. The gods seem to be gone. The weave is broken. So how are we to commune? How are they to commune with us? And how are we to commune with them? I had to find a way. I apparently found a way.
I thought you were going to kill yourself.
How is ending my life going to bring any kind of justice?
There's a big hallway full of fire with something bad at the end of it. And you were bound and determined to walk down it. Seemed like you were going to kill yourself to me. I think Riona thought the same thing.
I knew that something had to be sacrificed. I didn't quite know what. So it kind of hit me when we were in the temple. Maybe to be able to reconnect, it would take a sacrifice of my own. I didn't know how much or how little would work.
Well, seemed to have worked for you. Some of the rest of us has made sacrifices too, though. Maybe not quite as abrupt as yours.
and I respect everybody's sacrifice. I honestly, I don't know how much further I was from joining your ranks before because yeah, something had to change, buddy. Something had to change.
Things definitely had to change. Question is now, what the hell do we do?
We have a plan.
Pardon the expression.
Oh, we have a plan. The plan is to help Riona. Honestly, at this point, I think we're all in a state of whether they want to or not. I want to help people, Rusty. That's all I've ever wanted to do. And there is something special about Riona. I just know it, something more than just the dryad part of her.
As you say this, you hear as the gold retracts back into your stump because you relaxed.
He unclenched.
Looks like you got kind of cold.
It is a little freezing here.
I'll take your word for it. I'm gonna go lay down with Scrack and on maybe the other side of from where Riona is.
How are you feeling?
Everything seems to be back in place. Down a pint of blood or so, maybe, but
Let me know how you feel.
I'm sure
after
you know
your
how that
rest.
feels.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Go rest, buddy.
Thorsten, how long are you doing the watch?
I'm doing 8 hours. So everybody that's sleeping right now can have a long rest.
I
All
only
right.
need 4. And after 4 hours of sleep, I wake up and I just stay in the cave, not going anywhere near him.
Okay. Give me a perception check, Thorsten.
Sure. I'm awesome at those. A 10.
Well, still looks like the apocalypse. I mean, from your vantage point, not a whole lot to see. But as your 8 hours goes by, at the end of your shift, nothing has bothered you. Nothing has crawled up and tried to eat your bowels. Everybody gets full rest. Well done.
I turned to see Riona just seething and
Well, I was
Wave.
going to say, during the last 4 hours of that watch, can I have read the journal that I found?
Yeah. I need you to roll an intelligence, please. Straight intelligence.
Not a problem. It's a problem. It's a 4.
There's a lot of big words.
A
There's
lot of big words.
no words. There's no
Oh.
words in this journal whatsoever. It is at this time indecipherable squiggles and shapes and numbers, sometimes numbers within the shapes. It's just a whole lot of just weird mashup, but strangely familiar because it is in Justice Hyrath's handwriting. But you do see, as you flip through these pages and you're getting more and more irritated about Thorsten and the demons and the loss of Max and the llamas and then just Echo just evaporating and and you just kind of slam the book down for a second, and as it bounces up and it opens up one of the last pages, there is a drawing. It looks as though there is an arch, but made up of stone and carvings of goat legs and horns everywhere. There's a skull at the top center, and you see the only word that you can decipher in this whole thing is relative.
if I do the little flame trick, does anything else pop up?
Roll performance for me.
Do not burn the journal. Do not burn the journal. Let's see performance. And God is against me because that's a 12. Could've
Yeah.
been worse.
So as you hold the journal in one hand, you carefully, oh so carefully, produce flame in your other hand. And as you put it under the page, trying to see if you can do the same trick that you did before, it starts to turn gold and then brown, and then it starts curling and smoking.
No. Just like patting it out.
But
Okay,
at this time, that's all you got from the journal.
that's fine. That's just double
Mhm.
checking. And I just stay in the cave.
The dim light never fully goes away, but it never fully comes back either. But one by one, you awaken. Riona first, obviously. Rusty, who found a nice little section between the wall and Scrack, so he's nice and toasty. You even find Haskar laying against Scrack with one owlbear paw around him,
Oh,
No.
head back, tongue
adorable.
almost out, drool going down his beard. But one by one, you all awaken. It is a new day, and you are refreshed. Scrack, you're still pretty scratched up and everything, but you're at full hit points. Same with you, Rusty. Same with you, Riona. And Brian. But there is some discomfort coming from the compass. The heat is constant.
I take off the necklace and I look for Rusty and I say, I don't know what's wrong with it. You do magic. Figure it out.
It's hot.
Really? I did not figure that out. You are so much smarter than me, Rusty.
Does the feather seem to be pointing in any direction?
You sound like a mystical engineer. So best you can
Have
tell.
you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn you off and on again.
Ooh.
That
Mm.
happened yesterday.
So as you turn it around in your hands a little bit, it is not something that is attuned specifically to Riona. It seems to just work, as far as I can remember. Is that
Mhm.
correct, Torsten DM?
Yes.
Okay, so as you turn it around, you turn yourself around, you do a little hokey pokey action. The arrow, no matter what, continues to point in one direction. And as you walk towards that direction, since you are very aware of temperature, Rusty, you can feel that it gets ever so slightly warmer.
We're either supposed to go that direction or we're supposed to avoid that direction.
I added the old game of hotter, colder to the necklace. I hope you don't mind.
Okay, so hot or good or hot or bad? That's what we need to find out. Fun. I take the necklace. I will go in the direction of hotter. But not wearing it, just kind of like.
Scrack.
Mhm.
It's been a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You're hungry. You're really, really hungry. What you gonna do, big boy?
I'm gonna look at Rusty and think about how easy he would be to eat.
Leslie looks back at you thinking the same thing.
I can just feed us.
Maybe not in the same context, but there's definitely that thought.
Are you guys hungry?
Yeah. That took a lot out of me.
All right. If it's not too, I'd guess create food and water. So there's plenty of fish and
So for
foods and huh?
I tuck in.
and tofu bacon and
No, none of that.
No.
I tuck in and just start.
Since all of his food that he makes is bland for the spell,
Yeah.
I am using prestidigitation to make it all taste better.
that's teamwork. I love it.
I was gonna say, I look over at you, I go, now that's what I call teamwork.
Just get a cup of water, and I'm making it taste like coffee. It may not look like coffee. It may not work like coffee, but God damn it.
I go to Rusty and ask if he still has those beads of nourishment.
Before you do that, Rusty, mark down 1 point of inspiration.
Dude, I've got 3.
And yet you never use them. So I feel fine giving them to you.
He doesn't need them. He uses his luck points.
Inspiration.
Gonna end it with 12.
All right. So as you get your morning nourishment,
Yeah.
you feel the icy chill of not just the weather, but of Riona towards Torsten.
Uh-huh.
Haskar stands there looking from one to the other.
Get your eat on, buddy. Hate isn't gonna fill your belly.
I'm just, I mean,
I don't know why she's so mad. She's put herself in terrible danger more than once.
I've tried to stop her a few times, and it's like talking to a rock at some point, you know? I mean, rocks, they actually understand what I'm saying half the time, but I don't know.
Look, we don't know what really went down in that other room. We
Did
don't.
you
I don't think she's the person. I'm the person she wants to talk to right now.
Riona, what happened in the other room?
Bite me, Hasgar.
I'm supposed to bite her now, so I'm gonna walk out of the cave before I actually do it.
Take some food with you.
What's the sky look like?
The sky is a paler shade of gray than it was last night. As you're looking at it, it is cloudy. There's a few flashes of lightning, the reddish kind that you have grown accustomed to. And then off in the distance, in the direction that Riona's necklace was pointing, there is a break in the clouds, almost a crescent-shaped break. It's a few miles away, but from that break, super dark clouds inside.
Gee,
Do I
wonder if-
recognize this?
Gee, I wonder if that's where we're supposed to go.
Roll either history or arcana.
You don't have to come with Torsten. You can just stay here.
Us, if he's got a sword now, it might help. So he's coming.
That's a 22 for Arcana.
Yes, and I will tell you exactly what it is in messenger form only.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Sneaky.
That's the way.
Or that's sneaky
no.
secret.
No, Riona, I don't have any of those beads left. I gave those to the people who were traveling to the fork.
So they're gone and dead like Max's bag. Got it. Okay. Just thought I'd check. As I cast Good Berry and I eat one.
Yeah, no good deed.
So what are we doing, guys?
I'm eating good berries.
Right. Well, after breakfast, after I eat everything that Torsten created.
That's enough for 5 steeds
He's
to
gonna
eat for
eat
24 hours.
Yeah, it's
I
Like you
love
said,
it.
after he's done eating it.
Right?
Yep. It'll take a minute.
Like, have you ever seen an owl with puffed out cheeks like a squirrel? It's
Right?
weird.
look, I'm a big boy.
Yes, you are.
You're a big
Bestest
where
boy.
the next meal is.
Okay. Are we gonna keep following the compass?
I think it would be best if we did, Skrek, unless you have another direction you want to go.
No.
Okay.
Let's finish
That
this.
dark spooky area looks like it could be interesting.
Is my compass pointing towards the dark, spooky area?
Directly.
Looks like you're gonna get your wish, Rusty. We're going towards the dark, spooky
Oh, that's not my wish, but
All
okay.
right. Let's
I hate this.
let's
Me
get
too.
over there by nightfall so we can
Find somewhere to hide. Gotcha.
find a place to set up camp.
Oddly enough, as you make your way there, moving stealthily, normally, how are we going?
With
Normal.
bells on.
Yeah,
With
we just
the-
normally tromp, tromp, tromp.
Okay. So as you are walking,
Rihanna cast Pass Without a Trace on everybody but me.
I think it. You say it.
oh, I think we all thought it.
No, I'm holding my spells. We don't need it yet. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
oh, she asks the same thing that
Right.
Echo said in your vision, and it kind of hurts you a
What?
little. You hold on to that scarf a
What's
little
the
tighter.
worst thing that can
Yeah,
happen?
that scarf is wrapped around her waist as a belt now.
I'm glad you can have the comfort.
As you guys are walking along, I need everybody to roll perception, please.
I am best at that.
You are so best.
I perceive everything.
17.
Okay.
13.
I literally perceive that everything. 22.
Nice. Greg, you have advantage, remember?
Yeah, I know. It's my things are not clicking.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. I reloaded the page.
there you go.
All right.
Are you using the new dice?
No. 25.
25. Okay. So, Rusty, you perceive a lot of cold ground, some frost, occasional pebbles that you step on wrong and it kind of twists your foot, and you're like, gosh, freaking.
This apocalypse sucks.
The walking is the worst. Riona,
Yes.
you are lost in thought, but as you look around a little bit, you kind of check your bearings. You are still a go, directly walking towards what seems to be a swirling massive storm. Haskar, he's fiddling around in his backpack. He pulls out the dragon orb and just kind of tucks it under an arm and is holding onto it. And you see him go from shivering to warm. Torsten and Skrak,
Mhm.
you notice an absolute absence of any living creature, great or small,
Mm.
from the tiniest insect to the largest Durask. There is nothing aside from you guys walking this plane of stone and frost.
I walk a lonely road.
If it weren't for the sounds of the occasional gust of wind, the only thing you could really hear is kind of a humming sound coming from that storm. Takes you about an hour and a half of walking before you spot it. The sky isn't just dark there. It is roiling black inky clouds, storm, lightning flashing through it. Oddly, no sound to the lightning, but you do notice the closer you get, the more detail. As the others are doing their own thoughts and up to their own devices, you too notice that there are chunks of ground that there are cracks in. And the closer you get to this, the larger the cracks, until you see sections of earth pushed upwards a bit here and there. And beyond that, entire chunks of earth are floating up into this darkness.
I don't think this, guys.
As you get closer still, before you can get to an area where the ground is lifting away from the terrain, you do see large chunks just floating, and below it and past it, there's nothing but a swirling, multicolored darkness. The lightning is getting sucked into it. There is nothing beyond there. There's nothing under, above, or beyond. It is just swirling, angry, ripping up chunks of land. Stones are floating off into the abyss.
It looks like a good, big, strong hand, doesn't it?
Sorry.
Do we have any kind of plan here, folks?
That's a whole lot of nothing, friends.
Maybe
Riona,
bring
do
your
you
rod
really
and
think
make it
you're-
work better?
Do you really think your dad's there?
I'm following the compass.
Speaking of the compass,
Mhm.
you hold it out. The compass itself is spinning until it starts winding up. The heat from it is getting so hot, you have to drop it into your pouch or something, but it's not something you can really hold on to. You take a look at it, and the needle is just vibrating frantically.
Hey, Riona,
Yes.
humor me, okay? Try out your new dryad form, please.
Well, you asked nicely, and I shift into Dryad.
Where you have true sight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Up to 30 feet.
So I'll have to get a little closer if I want to look at it. So why don't you guys stay here and I'll go look at the swirling black mist.
You guys are like at the edge of where the earth is raising up.
All right. The cracks in the ground, you said they were getting bigger. How big are they?
Nothing that would impede your travel at this point,
Okay.
but further away, they become basically chasms.
That,
Are there
Okay.
any buildings or anything around?
Just the swirling void and chunks of ground being floated up and pulled in that direction.
Hmm.
And if you'd like, I'll even let you do a investigation.
I will do that.
While he investigates, what do I see in a 30-foot radius around us?
One
What can I
moment.
do? Okay.
19.
19. It's very odd. You at first your mind doesn't catch it, but you begin looking closer. There's a particular rock about yay big that floats away from one of the already floating islands and gets sucked away into the vortex, getting smaller and smaller as it goes. And because you were watching it, you weren't quite blinking. The same rock begins the process again, going from the floating mass and going back into the swirling vortex. Riona, as you are looking at it, you can see the land that you're standing on is true. But just a few feet away from you, there is a very large, smooth stone wall with iron gates, huge iron gates set inside of it. And a small door opens in one of those gate doors. And a man in armor looks out at you guys. He is dressed all in white and silver. He has a morning star in one hand, a shield strapped to the other arm. And as he looks at you and you wave, he looks at everybody else. His eyes get wide when he sees Skrak, Rusty, Haskar, and Torsten. And he disappears and closes the door.
There's a door.
Where?
This is not real. I walk up and go to the door and I'm like gonna try to touch it. Like
You see Riona's hand go into this fantastical illusion and disappear.
Okay.
Pain.
Great. Everyone's losing their goddamn hands around here.
I'm learning from the best.
So Riona,
Lose a hand. Yes.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Let's see.
That's not a good sign.
22.
Nice, very
Good
good.
sign.
I'm
is-
numb.
You only take half damage.
Cool.
You get 6 points of lightning damage.
Mhm.
And your leafy new dryad hair gets a little bit. As you pull your hand back, the pain ceases.
Don't touch. But it's not real. There's a door. And I drop dryad form. There's a
What's
door.
not real?
Well,
What's
this
not
will-
real?
It's an illusion, Scrack. This isn't really happening. There's not floating islands.
I
Some
point
guy
out
opened
the
door.
rock that
Hmm.
is in a perpetual state of recycling itself.
Hmm.
Like,
Takes
It's
about a
an
minute
illusion.
to continue, but yeah.
yeah.
Some guy opened the door, saw all of you guys, and was like, oh, and then went back inside.
Go up. I walk forward to where she is, and
Oh, no, Scrack, no, lightning. It kind of hurts. Just don't touch it. It will hurt. I mean, you
high
can if you
is the
want,
wall?
but I wouldn't.
The wall is more of a dome. And this is what I sent to you. It is a greater illusion. There are other enchantments involved, but it is a massively humongous dome from what you can tell by the clouds and how high it reaches and disrupts those clouds that you're used to. And as far back as you can see. Granted, illusions can make it look like an eternity, but your knowledge from your college, yeah, it's pretty massive in scope.
This is pretty powerful magic.
Yeah, it hurts too. Not that much though. But
Should we
maybe
try
they'll
knocking on the door?
You go ahead and try to stick your hand through and knock on the door. I tried. It hurt. I'm good. And he'll probably come back out. He looked like he recognized you guys.
But
We went back in. He looked surprised. He was out. Went back in. Maybe he'll come right back out. He didn't look like he recognized me, but I was a dryad. Now I'm me. Who knows? Maybe it's someone we met before. Maybe it's someone we
Ignoring-
pissed off before.
ignoring Riona, I'm going to reach
Oh,
out and
God,
try to
no.
touch the wall.
Make a
Yes, Greg. Yes.
24.
24. No worries. You take 6 points of lightning damage. Your owl aspect of body hair fluffs out. You shiver your feathers that are in your forearms and along your back. But yes, it doesn't hurt too terribly badly. But yeah, it's you definitely notice it. You also notice that as you pass through the illusion, you see this giant smooth wall with the inset metallic gate. And you also feel different. You kind of take pause for a moment and realize how clean your feathers and fur are. And there's that lack of itching.
So
You got a
clear this up.
bath.
Clear this up for me.
Mm-hmm.
So did I passed through a layer of illusion, and that there is this sort of like structure that is some distance away from the illusion inside?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. So
And did
can see
I
it
feel
now.
the electric shock touching the actual thing or touching the illusion?
So it was the illusion that you passed through that also has an enchantment on it.
Okay.
And you are the cleanest owlbear in existence currently.
That's pretty good because I was pretty gory before.
Yeah, you were getting dreadlocks.
Yeah, I'm kind of crusted up, I think.
Hey, Rusty. It's like we got a chance to get clean, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead and stick your hand in, Torsten. Oh wait, how about your other hand?
Oh.
Ooh.
I just without breaking eye contact, I take my stub and I just go.
Just the stub at this point.
Yeah,
where,
the stub.
Yep.
do I
And
have
then
a
I step forward and let the stub go through.
roll Constitution saving?
I'm going through with him.
Like
Alright,
I'm
so-
my idea is to just walk through, not stick my hand through, just walk through the thing.
Yeah, that's fine. What you got?
12.
12? Okay, 6 points.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, it's DC 12.
Yeah, okay. 17.
Okay, 6 points. So everybody gets 6 points of lightning damage, with the exception of Haskar, since he's not here. He comes out, his beard is poof, he's got 12 points of lightning damage. He's like, oh, I hated that.
Do I walk through the enchantment though?
Yeah, you
Okay,
all
cool.
see the gate and the stone walls.
So we can see the wall. We can see the door now.
Yeah, there is solid land, there is solid walls, solid door. Yeah, you walk through the illusion and you look behind you, and that is the expansive area you just trudged through for hours. And
I call back, Riona, come in. The lightning's fine.
I'll go in when Scrat goes in.
he went first.
I'm in.
Oh, he just potted. He didn't go all the way through, did he?
Yeah, he went all the way.
Well, it's.
I thought he just pawed it. Yeah.
I was saying that I pawed it, but
Oh,
then if there's, I was trying to touch the wall, so if I didn't feel anything, then
like
I,
a cat with
I
water.
moved forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it was me and Rusty that were like, yeah, screw it. Just walk through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Scrat goes in, and then I'll go in.
Haskar is standing there, visibly upset. His bright red mohawk is now more of a Brillo pad.
Brohawk.
Brillo hawk. He's like, he opens up his belt. Oh, you did not want to see down there, lass. All right.
I'll take your word for it there.
What is this?
I'd reach into a pouch and pull out the necklace. How's it doing inside the enchantment?
It's fine. It's still warm, very warm, and it's still pointing.
Okay. There's only one thing to do. I take out my umbrella and knock on the door.
2 over, 3 down.
Yep. So as you tap your umbrella, Nothing at first happens aside from the of your umbrella. Rihanna, you didn't quite see with your true sight how thick that door was, but it's like a vault door set inside this massive gate. So it is thick. It's like dummy thick. And as it opens up smoothly on its hinges, you see that same person in the armor with the Morning Star and shield. And there's someone else with him. It is a young woman dressed very similar. They're just both looking at everybody, and they look at you, Rihanna. See, I told you. Well, yeah, but
We're here for the 11:30.
they kind of look at you and go, yeah, come in, I guess.
Oh, cool. That was easy. Just walk.
And as they pass by, they're like, wow. So which are what was it? What? Torsten, Riona, the owlbear's got to be Scrack.
You know us?
Amble in, stand up on my hind legs.
He's bigger than I thought he'd be.
Tis what
That's what she said.
That is what she said.
So what does it look like on the other side of this wall?
Well, if you can see my background,
Uh-huh.
this is basically what it looks like. It is a city built of white stone.
Mm-hmm.
There are trees that are bright green and orange and red and all the colors of fall. You have people in the streets of a marketplace. You can smell the honey glazed cinnamon pecans that were roasted lovingly. Oh, the king's nuts. It has been so long since you've had the king's nuts in your
Okay,
mouth.
fine. You made me cry. All right.
Right? I
You're
am
so
going
rusty.
straight for the king's nuts.
I'm gonna talk to the two who supposedly know us.
Yeah, there's a guy walking around with a basket over his arm. It's a very wide basket. It's not deep at all. It's just basically a shelf with a handle. And he's walking around. King's nuts! Get
Oh, right here. Right here.
That's it. Yes.
Over here.
Oh,
Over here.
ostentatious with the adornments, but I like it. It's nice. If you're into that sort of thing, you want some king's nuts in your mouth?
I produce a gold piece.
We don't take money here, sir.
What?
No money.
We've all died and gone to heaven.
What's the catch?
Catches, you use your gift here. And he druid crafts a flower. Show us your gift.
Yeah, Torsten, show your gift.
I pull out my axe and I go, this will only hurt for a second. And I
Backs up.
Hey!
Whoa. I'm sorry, even for you guys, we have to take your weapons. I'm sorry. It's the rule of the land. Weapons, please. You can have them back when you leave.
Mine's a stick. Can I keep my stick?
You were the dryad out there.
Yeah, I was. I'd shift
Stick.
into Dryad.
No, as you do that, I want you to roll a d6 for me.
5.
Nice high roll. And
That's-
a 1, 2, and 3 would have caused no action, but a 5, you shift to Dryad like it's the most normal, natural thing. You're kind of proud of the fact that you can shift so easily now. And as you shift to Dryad, you feel the earth swell at your feet as vines start crawling up your legs and over your shoulders and down your arms. Blooms of different flowers just pop up all over the place. And the first sign of life, aside from the people that you've seen in days, aside from the demons, I should note as well. A single bird comes down and lands on top of your crook.
Guys, I'm a tree.
I tense up.
Okay.
Is there any water, fountains, anything like that?
Yes, there is. I mean, you guys still feel a cold to the air, like it is deep winter, but somehow these green things are still growing, producing fruits and vegetables. You can see gardens, but there is a fountain close by. Yes.
I run over to the fountain.
Okay.
And I put my hands in it
Mm-hmm.
and I shape water to make it freeze.
Okay. Just like Elsa. Gotcha. Anyway. So, Torsten, you tense up.
Yes.
Are you intentionally trying to pop a weapon?
No, not necessarily a weapon. Just something. Show a gift.
Okay. All right. Roll a d6 for me.
A 2.
A 2. As you tense up and try to do something, a 2 is a shield, 5 is a longsword.
Oh, cool.
So at the end of your stub, it blossoms forward and separates out and then goes. You have a nice buckler.
Can I move with
Is
all
that
these
good for some
vines on
nuts?
me?
You can do one of two things. You can roll for performance or you can roll for strength.
I just want to know if that's good enough to get me some nuts.
He
I
really wants nuts in
bag
his
of
mouth.
nuts.
Mhm.
I'll go with performance.
All right.
423.
23. Nice. So as you're like, guys, I'm a tree. Okay. And you try to will these vines. You didn't will them into being, so you're not sure exactly how this happened, but with a 23, you start concentrating on the vines and they shrivel, turn brown, become very brittle, and fall away into the earth once more. Nuts for you too. Throws you a bag of nuts.
There you go, Rusty.
Short stack, you got anything that you're good at? Ascar is like, hits himself, and you can see 50 different Haskars just in a line. I'd say that's a talent. Okay. And they all kind of look at each other for a second. He shakes his head, and one by one they vanish.
He's a deck of cards.
He's Neo from the Matrix.
Right?
Emphasis on dick.
No, he's Agent Smith.
And,
Either way.
Either way.
If my friend Scrack wants anything, just give him my nuts because Scrack can eat them.
He's a
I'm good.
Wait, whoa,
goddamn
whoa, whoa, whoa.
talking owlbear.
Excuse me. That's Scrack?
Yeah, Scrack, Torsten, and Scrack, Torsten. We got Rusty. I'm Riona, and that's Hasgard.
He kind of kneels down in front of Scrack's face and goes, "Oh my gosh, you're just as majestic as they said you were. Oh, to be in your presence, it's an honor, sir. It is an absolute honor and privilege. The stories I've heard."
Who's telling you these stories?
Well, I mean,
I know
I've
this is
seen
a
you
trap,
before.
but I'm okay with it.
It is a very big trap, and I'm going to test something in a minute, but I want to know who's telling these stories.
I mean, who's not? I mean, that's why we're here after all. I mean, come
These are
on.
really great nuts.
Yeah, they are. The guard is standing behind you. Weapons. All of them.
Oh, okay. Hand him my axe. Hand him my mace.
You
Okay.
might want to. He'd have to take his whole arm if you want to get rid of that. Pointing at his cap.
It's a shield. I'm not worried about a shield.
I relax. Let it go away. See?
Yeah, shield. Okay.
What does,
I
the sky,
produced
what does
a-
the sky look like inside?
Bright blue with white clouds.
I produce a dagger and a small knife for him and adjust my coat.
All right. Roll a deception for me, sir.
Oh yeah, and I give him my scrammer sacks. I don't even use this as a weapon. I just use it for cooking.
So that's a nat 1 for a 3, and I'm not using inspiration on that.
Yeah, the guy looks at you and goes, "You're the one they call Rusty, right?"
All of it.
Yes.
I'm expecting a sword. At least.
They've done their homework, it seems.
I hand him the frostbrand.
Okay.
I want that back.
You can all have it back. Look over there. You'll see high up in this area right here. This place right here, you can see. That is off in the distance, granted, but that's where your weapons will be. And you can have them back. Right now, we ask that you go to this section over here. I can make sure someone runs ahead and makes a place for you, free of charge, of course.
We're gonna go wherever the compass tells us to go. And while I'm here,
Okay.
can I do a loop around and just see with my true vision while I'm still Dryad?
Yeah,
Are these,
absolutely.
are
I
these
thought
people?
you dropped your Drad.
No, I
She
turned
dried
back
it
in with
again.
Oh,
with
okay.
the vines. That's why I turned into a tree.
Oh, that's right.
I just
Yeah.
want to make sure these are not demon skinwalkers, I guess.
Absolutely. So as you turn around, I'm even gonna make you roll for it. As you turn around, the stone is stone, the plants are plants, the people are people. You can see animals. There's a donkey pulling a cart, small child playing with a dog, cat stuck in a tree, birds, bees. No bees. Never mind bees.
I mean, I have a really good passive perception, but there's a good chance I can see these. But I'll just let everyone know, guys, they're not demons. They're not hiding anything. I mean, it could be too good to be true, but at the moment we're okay. And I drop
One thing-
Dryad.
One thing you see before you drop Dryad is
Mhm.
you can see people in your true sight. They off color from normal vision, especially magic users.
Mhm.
Every single person, even if it's slightly, radiates some magic ability.
I'll keep that to myself for now.
Okay.
But I'll let everyone know that, yeah, they're all, not demons and they're not skinwalkers from what I can tell. And there's a lot of magic here. So,
What does the sky look like to you?
well, I guess before I drop it, I look up.
The
scrap.
the blue sky and white clouds are an illusion.
It's fake, Scrap. Most of this place seems a little fake, but the people are real and the animals are real.
As far as you can see with your true sight, everything is real. The guard looks at you and goes, "I didn't know you could do that." And they see you looking up. "Oh yeah, it's nice, isn't it?" It's not real. She's right. But there's some people that were born here that have never seen, the outside. So,
Have you seen the outside?
oh yeah.
Do you know what's going on at the outside?
Yeah, for years now.
You've known for years that demons have, in the last week, come to Earth and now are killing people?
Where are you from that they're just getting to you?
Jessup's Nest.
That's a few days travel to the coast, isn't it?
It's about a week travel, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the portals are starting to open up and kill people and, lots of stuff.
So,
The comet hit the Earth.
yeah, we know.
That was a week ago.
That was years ago.
That was a week ago. Rusty!
Let me show you. And he points off just a little past the fountain and past a few of the buildings, there's some brightly colored tents and stalls that are selling, baked goods and tools, books, that sort of thing. Just past those, there's the main town square. It is open. There's banners going down the buildings. There's streamers of flags, and in the center there is a statue. There's a statue of each of you standing there, tall and proud, with Scrack, the biggest one, in the center, fierce, with his arms pulled back, his claws out, and his beak wide open. You see Torsten standing there with a shield and a mace. You see Riona in her human form, glasses, just the frames made out of stone, actual glass put into them. The hair, amazing that they got that much detail in it, but holding her staff like she's either going to cast or smack somebody with it. There's even 2 llamas that are flanking her, but it is a large cluster of statues on a pedestal.
What is this place?
Below that,
don't know.
below that, in several different languages carved out, are the words "thank you."
Scrack, can you just take a little claw and cut me a little? Because I don't think you can pinch me. I need to see if I'm sleeping. It's just a little nick. Don't take my arm off.
This is weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I think we should find where this is pointing as fast as possible and get out of here.
I think we need to talk to somebody.
Who do we
As the
talk-
guards are
talk to?
collecting things, do you hand them all your stuff, weapon-wise?
I did, yeah.
Did
Okay.
they identify my staff as a weapon?
Oh yeah, they know who you are.
Yeah.
And if you're hesitant about it, they just point at the statue and point at your staff.
Well, they can't take me.
Yeah, I've fought demons. I would never fight you, Scrack. Sir, Mr. Scrack?
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Mr. Scrack from now on.
Right. My impudence. I'm sorry.
What do you
I
guys
hand over-
know about us?
Well, everybody knows about you. I mean, you did save
How
the
does this
people that
town-
started this village.
How does this town know about us?
Well, the stories go that there were these heroes. The
That
Fab
did
Five.
what?
The Fab Five came riding into town on their fiery llamas, and they saved us from this giant demon horde by running away. Well, they didn't run away, but they found us a way through the mountains.
Who's in
Legend has it.
charge?
Legend has it that, well, I guess you guys, unless you're cosplaying as the heroes from the past, you guys came outside of the mountain, and there was some mighty monster, and you sent it back into the bowels of one of the levels of hell, while everybody ran for freedom and safety. And when they went back, there was no sign of you. So they traveled for a little bit. They set up this town, and here we are. But you gave them a shot. So
That was literally 2 weeks ago.
Not even. It was
Not even.
Yeah.
we're on to 72 hours ago now. Torsten.
yeah, in your time it was 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Who's in
just
charge?
happened.
Yeah, who's in charge here?
Well, that'd be Miriam. She's the high priestess.
High priestess of
the city. Oh, I'm sorry. Where are my manners? You are. I'm sorry. It's just. It was so surprising seeing you guys out there. It's like you know how
The king's nuts, a tasty treat to stick in your mouth. All salty and sweet and nutty, they fill your mouth and your heart to bursting with warmth and taste. Eat them, suck them, share them. Get your king's nuts in your mouth today.
Hi everybody, Riona here. I'm a 22-year-old human with flaming red hair who has 3 best friends, Hall, Oates, and Hasgar. Hasgar is a grumpy dwarf, and Hall and Oates are my pet llamas. I love to knit and spend my day on the farm. Hasgar came into my life about 1.5 years ago after he was injured in the war. My father sent him towards my village so that he could heal and watch over me. One day, a bunch of people and an owlbear fell out of my well, and I started learning dark secrets about my father that he never told me about. And I set out on an adventure to find him, not only to find him and bring him home, but to get the answers I really needed. The truth that wasn't told to me. Setting out on the adventure was a little hard, but it was okay because I had a group behind me. But just after my birthday, the comet that Rusty predicted hit the Earth, opening the gates of hell. So choosing to leave behind everything I love so that they would be safe, I set out with a group of, well, let's call them friends. My first real friends, besides Hasgar, Hall, and Oates. Now we set out on our adventure, not only to get answers, but to survive the gates of hell being opened onto our world, and I'm wondering if we'll ever be able to find those answers, let alone survive.
My name's Rusty. I don't usually say very much, ever since I got my throat hurt in the war. No wait, that's not me. Hi, I'm Rusty. I went to the magical university for about 1.5 years until I was invited not to. I was really only there on behalf of my parents. They're rather influential. I had a vision of the end of the world, followed by many more visions. I can't tell which ones are true and which ones are false. For the last 20 years, I've spent prepping for the end of the world and trying to convince others that the things I see are real. It hasn't worked. Until now. I found a group of adventurers, and we traveled into the unknown. And then came the end of the world. That's right. I was right. Well, now we're up against it. Can't say I didn't warn you.
My name is Hasgar Bonesplitter, and I used to not talk too much because of an injury to my neck. Now I don't talk too much because I'm not much for conversation. Or other people. Especially Rusty. Man, do I want to kill him. I came home from the war to watch over my commander's kid. That's Riona. Little did I know that I'd be following her on some damn fool quest to find answers about her past. Even less did I know that idiot Rusty would turn out to be right about the end of the world. My injuries were healed by a lunatic gnome named Davidos Busby, or some version of him. Things got weird. Even weirder when the side effects of the healing was to turn me into an unstable Echo Knight. I never know what or when I'm going to poof out, leaving behind some kind of echo behind. Anyway, Torsten is okay. He really seems to care about everyone, but I like Scrack the best. We both don't like to talk. There, all caught up. Now go away.
let me tell you about Scrack the Intelligent Owlbear. He had no clue who he was before the day he became intelligent. Let me tell you, now he can think and reason and do math and things. He's amazing, and he's huge. He's like 8 feet 7 inches or something like that. He's big, and he's also very strong. And have you seen the claws on that guy? Super sharp. I mean, they can cut a rug easily. I mean, everywhere he goes, he seems to ruin rugs. But I digress. So Scrack is really awesome. He can think and he can feel, and we already covered that subject. But anyway, he's huge, and he's strong, and he's smart, and actually, I think he's probably smarter than the people that he's actually traveling around with right now. But, I mean, they've seen a lot of stuff. He's been in the circus, he's been in the Thieves Guild, he's been in a wizard's tower, and he's done all this traveling with these guys, and you know what he only asks for? A silky chicken to snap into.
My name is Torsten. I'm a cleric of Tyr. I'm not really the preachy type of cleric, more the bringing the light to the darkness by setting the darkness on fire kind of cleric. I thought my greatest test of the gods was behind me when I had lost my family and parts of my face to a random group of rampaging demons. A tiny part of me still holds on to hope my family made it out. Of course, I have been shown that is definitely not my biggest test. PTSD dreams notwithstanding. In the last 5 days, I've lost my whole church to a mysterious cult where they turn you to ice and undead. I made friends with a grumpy warrior dwarf, a farm girl with a great and mysterious connections to the Fae and the wilds, an enlightened owlbear, and a couple of llamas. I made a new enemy with some weird cultist assassin, and now magic doesn't work right and my connection with Tyr is, let's say, difficult. Why is that, you may ask? Well, because of the weirdest thing of all. My friend Rusty. I mean, he didn't do anything except he totally had a vision about the end of the world by comet. And it happened. Now it's me, Rusty, and our new party of friends versus the end of the world, rampaging demons, and hellgates from all dimensions opening up around us. Hardly seems fair. Maybe we should give them a chance to surrender.
You've heard about them, you've craved them, and now you can have them! The King's Nuts are now available to buy in your own dice bag of nuts! Buy your own King's Nuts dice bag from Mid-Dice Crisis YouTube show, made by the player Eddie Black, owner of Eddie's Odds and Ends. Order your dice bag today and get a set of nutty dice with a very special surprise inside. Find the link on where to order from our Linktree site. Please do not eat the dice. They are not real nuts, and we will not be responsible if you eat the dice. I'm looking at you, Ranger.
That lightning bolt came out of nowhere and went right up Main Street at Mr. Mongo's place.
His god could not save him.
Not this time.
Yeah.
He did successfully get through every dexterity check. It was dicey.
At
But-
disadvantage.
Yep, Mongo's still here. He's just in his van, so we're gonna continue playing
Yeah. You're
as
so
best we can.
The show must go on.
Again, what's the worst?
This
that
is
can
what you
happen?
get for having your own power grid, Texas.
Right.
Exactly. That no politics. Stop it. D&D fantasy
Yeah.
world.
If you don't like it, comment.
Exactly.
Come at us, bros.
Oh no.
All right. Where we left off, we were talking about wanting to talk to the higher ups, and he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, we can't." Because
And I was asking, is there a city hall looking building? And you point to your background now. And so I start heading towards that.
Okay. All right.
And I'm
I
gonna
follow
ignore
Scrack.
I'm ignoring the townspeople. And I'm just going to amble on over to the most important building in town.
The suit
right.
shop.
The suit shop. Because every girl's crazy about a smart dressed owlbear.
Yeah.
I can second that. I'd love to see him in a little bow tie.
No.
I'm following Scrack. He's the only one I trust in this group at the moment. So.
All right. So after all weapons aside from Scrack had been taken, and Haskar's like, fine. Can you let go of it, sir? No. Yes? No. Fine. That means actually let go of it. I know. Give me a second.
Just drop it.
Doesn't it actually return to his hand?
If he throws it.
Good to know.
Like if you
So-
leave someplace.
So what you're saying is he can be disarmed?
Technically, there are people that could literally disarm every one of you in this town. So
We already lost one arm / hand today. We don't need to lose another disarm.
that was last night.
Whatever.
So once you're all disarmed of the things that they perceive as the weapons from the legendary Fabulous Five, they have no other name for your group.
Yeah, Fabulous Five. No one else wanted to come up with a name. I like it.
The Fab Five.
No.
Oh, Owlbear, keep walking.
You walk past the statues. Business goes on as normal. You see some kids like run through you guys' legs. One stops directly in front of Scrack and then just runs on. Like nobody's afraid of Scrack. Nobody's weirded out by this collection of two humans, an owlbear, a dwarf, and a gnome.
But I'm just.
That feels very weird to me.
It's a little weird, but
Wait till we all walk into a bar.
right. Eventually, you do pass the statues, and you do see they are exquisite likenesses of yourselves, down to the minute feather and curl of hair. You walk a little
I
further.
look funny from this angle.
You look funny from every angle.
It's Rusty nude. His statue is nude.
You're not used to seeing that third leg from underneath.
Yeah.
It's kind of disturbing, isn't it?
Must have been cold when they carved it. So anyway, yeah, people do notice you. Some people stop and stare. Others like pay no heed. You're just new kids on the block that they're probably gonna have to sell wares to. The nuts were kind of a greeting, like show us your talent and we'll give you a free bag of nuts today type of situation. So these people are very used to it, which is why he had plenty in stock. But you do see some children playing in the background, and one of them like produces a purplish flame and just kind of like throws it at the other's feet as they dance around it and laughing, and it makes a pop sound whenever they do it. You do see a woman open up the shutters to a second story balcony, and she runs her hands above the flower planter that is along the windowsill, and the plants that you know, Riona, from your time working on a farm, those plants shouldn't be thriving, and they definitely are not thriving. They are warm weather plants, but when she runs her hands over them, they liven up and begin to bloom. Scrack. As you lumber through, you do see that there is a weaponsmith and a wood carver. And something that catches your eye, maybe for later, never know, are these large leather cuffs, like enormous leather cuffs that have a very familiar looking pincer from the demons that you've seen and fought in the past that is affixed to it like a blade. You know, just something. Eventually, you do come across other guards that look in your direction. They're like talking to each other, and a guard runs up, points at you, says something to them, and runs on inside. Eventually, you do reach the guards at this walkway up here. If you can see that. This is obviously not my art. I don't know whose art this is. I would tell you, however, I don't know. Just a screen grab off of a random website. But I thought it looked cool. So we're going with it.
Looks nice.
Yes. If you're the artist and you're watching, please comment. I would love to meet you. Or at least say hi. Anyway, back in. As you begin walking up, you see the guards kind of standing there doing their job, going, what business do you have?
Do you know who we are?
Well, I know who you look like. And from what they said, you claim to be them?
Yeah.
We didn't claim anything.
We are them. We need to talk to the mayor.
Whoever's in charge.
Yeah, we don't have a mayor.
Who's in this big building?
Well, that would be the high priestess.
All right, we need to talk to her.
Good enough.
Or
Yeah.
Lady of the Shards. The one who it governs all of us and well,
Yeah,
you know,
that's the one.
provides this.
All right, we're gonna go talk
Okay,
to her.
stand aside.
Yeah,
We're gonna go talk to her.
But you don't have an appointment.
that's okay.
Are you
Yeah.
sure? Have you checked the
just-
ledger?
I just amble past him.
I follow.
We're the 11:30. It's fine.
I would say something, but that is a talking owlbear that looks just like the statue. So I don't.
I mean, that's the best choice you've made all day, buddy.
I thought that guy had two hands. Anyway. Statue is inaccurate. Anyway, as you proceed, these are white marble steps that lead up to this very grand structure. And there are banners of a bright blue. Strangely, a very familiar bright blue.
I mean,
Rusty knows. As you kind of clutch your blue book closer.
Does it happen to have a rapier stuck into a block of ice on the banner?
Not. It is the same color, but there is a snowflake on the top half, and I'm sorry, it's a flame, a blue flame on the top half, and on the bottom half is icicles.
I think we're gonna like it here.
I think we need to get us our information
Yeah.
and then we'll leave here.
I want to know where here is and
I'm
why
with
it's so freaking weird.
You
So-
mean normal? Everything we've dealt with over the last several weeks has been strange. This is normal.
People knowing about us and not trying to kill me is weird.
And the whole 2 years thing
Yeah.
since the end of the world.
I never said 2 years.
Pardon?
I never said how.
Yeah. Anyway, Go up the steps, past the
kind of-
banners. I
So as
assume
you get
there's
to the,
some majestic door.
of course, there's a majestic door. Isn't there always a
Right.
majestic door?
Push
And the
that
door.
open.
You see two more guards standing by the doors, and they see you coming, and that you didn't have to fight your way in. So they're like, "Yeah, all right," and they just open the door for you.
All right.
Confidence will get you everywhere.
Act like
Yeah.
you own the place.
Exactly.
I dip my head
We
in.
may own the place. I don't know.
Let's find out, because I feel like this is gonna be
There
something you
are
did.
inside. There are tapestries. There are carpets laid everywhere. Nice, bright, vibrant, leading towards doors. There's hallways full of people that are talking and holding parchment and scrolls. There are quills moving as people are writing down things that they need to do or accomplish or agree upon for the day. There's legislation going on. There is actual Congress in this place, lawmakers, governors, people who write the laws, pass down the laws. There are humble gophers basically running and getting things for the more important people, so to speak. And as you walk through these crowds, they don't even notice you. They are so into what they are doing. And you see one figure standing by herself quietly. Her skin is very, very pale, and she seems to be up on a pedestal, but she has the white and blue robes, and her hands are clutched like this in front of her, and her eyes are closed. And she is not moving whatsoever.
Riona,
Yeah.
don't get us kicked out of here, please. Please.
I will be as pleasant as I can be. See? Smile. Pleasant.
Uh-huh.
How about I just stay quiet like Scrack? Would that help?
No. No,
Yes.
just
If I'm not allowed to talk, Torsten can't talk.
Well, Torsten's already having trouble with his
Yeah, right.
service.
spontaneous laryngitis.
Yep.
All right.
As you are passing through these halls and all these people, it's pretty crowded, but
Yeah.
you know, the ones that do notice you kind of move out of the way, like obviously you belong here if you're in here.
Right.
So they continue working, and then you see the guard that had run up earlier and spoken to the two at the beginning of the walk, and he is just out of breath. He's huffing and puffing. He sees you, ambles over. I can't. You, she.
In the nose, out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth.
I'm not used to all this running. Okay. Head rush.
What do you want?
So, our benevolent leader cannot see you right now, but her second in command can. And she is waiting for you. Oh, so dizzy. In the assembly hall, down the left, go up the stairs. It's large. Can't miss it. I'm gonna go lay down. And he wanders off.
As he's leaving, I hold up my hand to him and say, Levistus' blessing be upon you.
Silence rings out throughout the entire hallway
I'm
as
not
they all
allowed to talk.
turn and look at you. And as they eye you, Rusty, they slowly turn back to what they were doing and start talking and writing again, just in the fullness of what they were doing prior.
Huh, that was fun.
I'm not allowed.
Yeah,
to
you
talk.
gotta shut
Yeah,
up too.
yeah. I'm
And
not
here
allowed.
we thought it was Fiona that was going to get us kicked out.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna follow. I'm gonna look at Scratch. Scratch, do we want to go this way, or are we just gonna
Alright.
walk to the middle?
Are there visible stairs? We have to go upstairs.
There's a set of stairs that curve up, and there is a an open air. There's basically a enormous balcony
Mhm.
that has folding walls of glass and an open top. Some of the glass is open, which leads to a sitting room. It is very large, opulent. Use your best imagination. But there is someone sitting in one of the main chairs, going over some parchments.
All right. So go upstairs. Does that look like the second in command person?
Probably. She's wearing very opalescent garb, not white. It shimmers with different colors. But she sits there. Her hair is pulled back into such a tight pulled back small bun of graying brown hair. You would think that Professor McGonagall had done it herself, but she has a feathered quill sticking out of the bun in the back as she's going over these things. You see as she flicks her hand, the quill pops out and begins writing notes and crossing out a few things. And she rolls up that parchment, picks up another one, begins to read it as the quill places itself back in the bun.
So I amble up to her and put my face over the parchment she's reading.
Oh,
excuse me.
If you are who they say you are, there is no excuse that you can give. Just be you. Now, have a seat.
I just
I was gonna say, I just imagine Scratch sitting right there.
I find a comfy chair and sit down.
Scrack actually gets taller when he sits down.
Haskar stands, arms folded, looking grumpy. Now that you're all here, she looks over at Haskar. I said sit.
He's not gonna sit. Haskar has issues.
He's not housebroken yet.
Oh,
If it helps, we're all the same size now that he's standing.
again, if you are who you are said to be, I can forgive a little impudence. I am the honorific Pala. P-A-L-A.
Paula. Well, Paula, you know us, supposedly. I'm Riona, Torsten.
I do
Haskar.
not know that you are who you say you are. It is just what has been told to me.
Okay, well, Riona, Hyrath, we got Scrack, we got Rusty, we got Torsten, and then we got Haskar. And it's been only 3 days since we saved those people.
Saved who?
Well, the guard talked about the people leaving the cavern and running out.
The founders.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Founders of the
founders.
town.
So my great-grandparents, I see.
Great.
How long has it been?
How long has this town been here?
You really don't know, do you?
Pretend
How
we're
long-
stupid.
Humans invaded.
If you are who you say you are, it has been 150 years.
Well, I can tell you right now, none of us are lying.
I'm joking. We've only been here for about 5.
Well, they're still not lying.
That's not funny.
But still.
Strange academic humor. You must forgive me. How can I help you?
We saw you guys 3 days ago. to us. Where does this town exist?
How does this town exist?
Well, a
Win?
bit of a story.
Let's cover the 5 W's here.
Yep.
Let's just take it on faith. You are who you say you are. You certainly appear to be.
Okay, you can stop with that. Just answer
mean,
the question.
How could we prove it to you?
I don't know. How could you prove it to me? If you want a story, here's a story. It has been romanticized over the last few years, but the story goes that there were these great heroes, yada, yada, yada. People escaped, came to this area, built this amazing town, and everyone lives happily ever after in this nightmarish hellscape. A little pocket of heaven. That's the romanticized version. However,
Who's the magician that protects this town?
we're all musicians in our hearts.
Magician.
Oh, I'm sorry, you said magician. I'm sorry, I don't speak owlbear very well. Anyway, just completely dismissing you. As I was saying,
Easy Scrack.
what actually happened was I recall you helping a few of us escape from the fortified, fort, and going through some very dark, dank tunnels for a while until we reached an end where monsters were. There was a fight, a few people ran, and then you left us. So I have no patience or desire for any of your indulgences. You are here in my chamber at my pleasure. Now, I'm going to ask you, where have you been?
Well, like I told you, it's only been 3 days for us, and we honestly don't know where we've been for you. We left the cavern. We
went into the forest.
We slept in a cave, and then we found this place. It's only been 3 days.
We've been fighting
demons nonstop.
Quaint. I don't doubt that there was magic involved. She continues writing down something on some parchment. Let's see. So,
Well, it wasn't enchanted for it.
I mean, not all of you are exactly as I remember you, but I do remember the owlbear being a bit bigger. And you had both of your hands, did you not, sir?
Until recently, yes.
Yeah,
We had a run-in at a temple.
Yeah, he prayed really, really hard, and then it just kind of fell off.
It's still a touchy subject.
I'm sure it is, and I would not touch it. So, my question is, what can I do for you before you are dismissed?
I pulled out the necklace. Where is it pointing?
So how are you holding it?
Like, I have a chain because I don't want it to burn me.
So the face would be like this to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So since it's works on a flat scale in turns, it is pointing straight down.
Well, what I'm looking for isn't in this room.
What are you looking for?
My father.
That's nice. I don't know who that is.
Justice Hyra. Ring any bells?
I've heard the name.
Do you know the person?
Not personally.
Okay, let's make this simple. Do you know where they are?
No. She goes back to writing.
Look, she's useless.
Insight check. Do I believe that?
Roll an insight check.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Yay, Rusty!
As she says no and continues writing, there's a clenching to her jaw.
All right, let's cut the BS here. You know where he is. We don't want to bother you. We will leave you to whatever it is you guys are doing. We just want to find her father and maybe indulge in your city for a day or two.
Oh, now we are cutting through, as you said, the BS. Now we come to what you can get from us. We followed you through a tunnel. We followed you into the wilderness where you left us to die. Not many of us survived. I am one of the lucky few. However, if you want to partake...
Okay, bored now. And I turn around and
and
walk away.
Friend.
And I try to casually step on her foot while I do that.
You can absolutely try to step on her foot.
I love that everyone was worried I'd get us kicked out. I have been nothing but pleasant. Even though I'm a riling ball of anger right now and Briona's wanting to like flip this table.
Scrag, as you start to sit up, you immediately go to turn. You put one of your forepaws out, and then not so far with your other forepaw, intentionally trying to step on a foot. Your foot goes down onto the hem of the dress. There's no foot there.
Paula, look, I just want to find my dad. That's the whole thing. We never meant to leave you. It's been 3 days to us. We were planning to find you eventually, but at the moment, we've kind of all been running around.
Insight check on that. I want to do an insight check on that.
Okay.
Were you planning on trying to find them?
Truthfully, I was planning to find some humans. I don't know which ones I would be finding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I sent my cleric out to find them.
That is true. Rusty did, and I know that.
Do you say this out loud?
Yeah.
We're gonna find you. It's just it's been 3 days for us. I'm sorry it's been 5 for you.
I'm sorry. Did you say you sent your cleric? Your cleric?
That is what I said. Did I stutter?
I'm sorry, you're just so short, your words can barely reach up to me. If you are talking about Wade, she's still here. Maybe you'll have better luck bilking her out of any fortune you may be looking for. You will not find any in this chamber. Good day. You are dismissed.
I wonder about not feeling her foot. So I put my hand on her hand, my paw on her hand.
Okay, well, currently she has one hand with quill, the other hand is holding parchment. And as you put your paw, she looks at you and goes, I'm sorry, was I not understood?
I'm not happy being dismissed like that.
She leans into you, nose to beak, and goes, I wasn't happy losing my legs because our saviors left us to die.
I have a different memory of that day. And granted, my memory is a lot closer to that day than yours, but you're all the ones that ran.
Kind of did scatter.
I tried to tell you guys to stay to the right. You ran. You scurried away like insects in the light.
Yes, because there was a large demon.
That we kind of made go away, and then you still scattered and left. I'm just saying.
If you wish to speak to someone who possibly wants your company, up close to where you came in, if you can remember where that is, there is a guardhouse, and there is a small chapel where your cleric, she looks directly at Rusty, resides.
Good day.
Good day.
I walk up to her, I look her in the face, and I say, I truly am sorry I wasn't there to help.
Yes, you are.
And I just turn and walk away.
I reach in my bag, I pull out some moss, set it down in front of her. That's as sorry as I'm gonna be. And I walk out. It helps bleeding. Keep walking.
A little late for that.
I didn't say I was gonna be nice about it. There's some moss for the late bleeding.
So we had to go to the right to get in here, right?
We went up the
Down.
stairs.
Yeah, we came in, went right up the stairs to get it. Up there.
Yeah, I'm picturing kind of a big foyer with grand staircase kind of thing.
One set of stairs leads to the second floor. The other one led just a little higher up to a balcony area.
To the balcony. What do you guys say?
That's where you are.
Yeah.
We could go downstairs and talk to the person who's sleeping in the throne room. What's the worst that could happen? I'm not the one who's gonna get us kicked out. It seems like it's gonna be Scratch.
There's that statement again.
Moments later, reality shatters.
Look, we can either talk to that person or go find the Southern Belle cleric that Rusty had friends with or made. You made a cleric. We got to talk about that.
If anyone's going to have answers that make sense, it's going to be Wade.
I think so. I think you're right.
Let's go there then. I mean, someone will lead us, or we'll find it ourselves. I'm gonna hold the necklace out as I walk, literally like this. Just...
Okay.
Does it work vertically?
Well, I can't hold it or it'll burn my hand. So I'm like.
It should work because the feather is
set it down on a flat surface.
Well, the feather's inside, it spins.
Yeah, and it points the direction you need to go. It gives a full 360-degree.
Oh, okay.
Pointing.
But it is still pointing down though.
Yeah. So I'm going downstairs. I'm just gonna walk like this. Does it keep going down when we go downstairs?
Yep.
Guys.
Is there a down staircase anywhere that we can see?
Yeah.
Full investigation.
I will try to do that too. Let's see. Where is it?
9.
18.
Mine won't load, so I'll let you guys do it.
Pull out an 18. You do see off in the distance, possibly an alcove where people are coming from. Might be.
This way, guys.
All right.
Excuse us. Excuse us.
Pardon me. Oh, bear coming through.
Just using you as like a plow to plow through people. We're right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Downstairs we go.
I'm looking for the temple.
Oh, so you leave the building? We're staying in it.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we're going down.
Downstairs in the building, acting like we own the place.
Right. We have to go downstairs to go out to go to the temple.
We already
We-
went downstairs.
We went down to the first floor and the arrow is still pointing down.
And
So
we found stairs in the building.
we're assuming that there's,
Oh.
if this is the government building, I'm assuming there's a dungeon of some sort here, a jail.
Everyone has a little dark hole.
Could be where we find something important.
Everyone
Gotcha.
has a little dark hole. Scrax is in his colon.
Mm-hmm. Little dark hole. So we're going downstairs, and Scrack's leading the way because he's a snowplow.
Down the stairs we go.
Yeah, well, we go to that alcove. Is it indeed a staircase?
A little further in, yes, it does turn into a staircase. There are crystals that are lighting the darkness where the sunlight does not reach. Even if it is an illusion sun, it still has its movement in the sky. So the light that it sheds is programmed So there's some blinky crystals that give a blue hue to everything. But yes, there is a stairwell, and you see a young, tall, slender, wild red hair female in basically the same thing that Riona's wearing, but all in white. And she has her arms filled with books and parchments. Her glasses are slightly askew because one of the books spines is up, and she's just trying not to drop anything as she gets to you.
I
Yep,
can help you with that.
she loses everything. She rolled a nat 1 on her dex.
Can I catch her instead of the books?
I mean, she drops everything, and she's like, this is just not my day. And then she looks up and sees basically her twin.
Hi. I can help you with that.
Oh my god, you're real!
Hi.
Do we have a cosplayer here?
I don't know. Shut up.
I'm Rusty. This is Riona. We have Haskar. We have Torsten. And of course, last but definitely not least, we have Scrack.
Oh my god.
Hey, we're a little bit turned around here. We were looking for a way to get further down. Can you help us with that? We were just sent in this direction and we weren't told exactly where to go.
I'm sorry, 1 second. And she starts trying to pick up the books, and the parchments are getting crumpled and the scrolls are getting bent.
I help her. I was like, can we get me?
Book is half open on her arm, just folded over, and she's like, I gotta get these over to.
I open my bag, put it in the bag.
She like drops everything. She clutches her mouth. I'm so excited. I never thought I would see you guys in the flesh. I thought you were dead. You have. There is
Sister Riona.
In my home, I have 15 books this thick. Granted, they're only about that big, but they're that thick, filled with stories that I made up about you guys. I live in your world. I mean, you live in my brain. That's coming out wrong. I write stories, and you guys are the main characters in them. Okay? This is big.
I love books. Let me help you with these.
I know.
But let me help you with these. I start putting stuff in my bag, so it just disappears.
Yeah.
I will take them right out as soon as we walk to where you need to go.
And as you're putting them in, she snatches one. Not that one.
Okay.
That can't go into that type of bag. Let's not destroy everything. Okay. It's just down the hall here. Oh my god, Scott.
What was your name?
Oh, I'm initiate Vinaya.
Vanaya?
Yeah, Vanaya. Vinaya.
That's a very
Initiate. I'm. It's only my first week here. First week.
Oh,
And
God.
I'm seeing you. I didn't think my life would get better.
I hug her.
Oh God.
Okay. Calm. We need to get down these stairs. Can you walk us down the stairs?
You have my books, and I need to get them over there. So can I do that first? Do you mind?
I will walk with you, and we'll take the books over there.
Oh my God.
Why do you feel like your hug was a more uncomfortable hug than when Voldemort hugged?
It was like. I'll walk with her over to where she needs to go and pull out the books, handing them to her as she does whatever she needs to do.
Yeah, as you get into the room down the hall, she leads you to a desk, and as you one by one start pulling things out of the bag, she like grabs it, slams it down, doesn't even care if it's getting bent or torn, or she's just taking them one by one from you and just slamming them on the desk.
Easy.
I'm sorry, and she hugs you again. Like it is a spine cracking, deep tissue hug.
I look at Rusty. I'm like, am I like this? Is this what I'm like?
No.
I lean forward and whisper in your ear. You certainly used to be.
Yeah, you used to have 2 hands too.
So one by one, she gets everything out of her bag and puts it onto the table. And she's like, "Okay, I'm sorry. Composure, Vinaya. Composure. I got this. You are tough like Scrack. You're as wily as Haskar. You're as gentle as Torsten. You're as schemy as Rusty. And you are natural busty beauty, like Riona. Okay, I got this.
Okay. Riona and me are both very pink. And just busty. Okay.
She just kind of looks at you. Oh God, I said that out loud. And she's just purple. She's beyond red. She's purple.
I take her hand and I druid craft a little daisy chain around her wrist. And I say, let's go down the stairs. Come on, down the stairs. We run into our fangirl.
Yep. Hey, if we don't have them in real life, I have to invent them, right? So, yes, just in a daze, she leads you back to that alcove. Down the stairs, they spiral. You go down 1 floor, 2 floors. The whole time, she hasn't said a word. Just every once in a while, you hear a slight giggle.
Don't forget to breathe.
It's a very rusty thing to say. You get to the bottom of the stairs. Okay, what'd you need down here?
Pull out the necklace. Still pointing down.
No,
Follow the necklace wherever it points.
it is directly to a wall.
I go to a wall.
Okay. She watches you walk to the wall and she's like, "What are you doing?"
What's on the other side of this wall?
Dirt, as far as I know.
We have time, guys, right?
Yeah. So what do we?
We have
Did
time.
the staircase end in a room, end in a corridor? Is it?
So as you look around, there is a blue-hued light throughout this room, and it is nothing but books as far as the eye can see. Shelves and shelves of books.
Rihanna's drooling a little, but she's like distracted because she needs to get through this wall.
Any other exits from the room?
As far as you can see, unless you want to roll for it.
Is there a light blue book?
The books, strangely enough, are color-coded. They are all different colors, but they start at one end of the spectrum and they go changing slowly throughout to the other side of the spectrum.
I didn't notice anything. So, yeah. So the stairs just end in this library.
Yeah, stairs end in the library. There was definitely a smell, like if you've ever been to a bookstore back in the days before we had just electronic devices that would give us books. That smell of the bookstore is unmistakable.
That is my heaven.
Love that smell.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a mixture of new, never even folded pages mixed with the old yellowing pages that make that slight crack sound when you turn the page.
Dear, what are these books?
Well, some of them are manuals, history, fiction. I love the fiction. Some are documentary, Some are about magic, others about conjecture on why the gods left us.
Are there any about closing portals?
Oh, yes, there's a number of them. And
Can-
she walks over to a section. It is a section of an orangey brownish color of books. There's probably about 200 of them.
Is there one for dummies?
I mean, it depends on your education, I guess.
Well, you know about us. We're educated for the most part, but is there one that's pretty straightforward on how to close portals?
Well, not so much directly about that. It's all speculation. Roll a charisma for me.
It's just 11.
11.
Charisma.
I would say since it's you asking, I'll add 5 to that.
I was gonna say I have a natural 20 of charisma. That helps any. Busty.
So busty 20.
10 each.
So as she kind of looks at those, she looks back at you and she goes, honestly, it's just a whole bunch of people writing about what they think could close some of the gates. I mean, but over in our philosophy side, there might be a book that I think helps a little better because these people just talk about what they know. The philosophy is, philosophy. It might be more along what you were hoping.
I feel like we're not gonna have enough time right now. What if me and you go to dinner together and you tell me what you think? No?
Are there any other rooms down here?
Did I kill her?
Several bookshelves. It's all. Ooh, ouch. That was you, Mongo. As far as you can tell with that roll earlier, you just see rows and rows of bookshelves.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we go to dinner and we can talk about the different theories of closing a portal. But I need to know what's on the other side of this wall real quick. So if you'll allow me, I'm gonna go through the wall and just take a peek. And then me and you go to dinner. Cool? Meld with wall and I walk through the wall to see if there's dirt on the other side.
She's like slapping Rusty's shoulder.
Ow, ow, ow!
It always ends really well whenever she leaves us.
I'm not going far. I'm just going into the wall enough that I can maybe, if there is dirt, I'll be like, oh, there's dirt. If there's something there, then.
At first, it's stone.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, with your hands out, you do come across more grainy texture of dirt, sand, rocks.
It's up for an hour, so I just walk out.
Okay.
It's just dirt, guys. I think maybe we need to leave this place to find my dad. Where would you like to go to dinner?
Why don't you check your little compass and see if it points anywhere specific?
Me.
You see it pointing at the wall,
Mm-hmm.
but as you turn, it turns with you.
Guys, it's moving with me now.
Like it's pointing away from you, but wherever you go,
Yeah.
it's pointing away from you.
I don't think it's working.
I think it means we need to get back outside and they can give you a better direction. But who asked me?
No one did, but it's okay. How about this?
Dude.
I have a date tonight now. We still need to talk to your cleric.
Yes.
And once we're done talking to the cleric, we can meet up. Is there anywhere you want to meet up later?
I've always
Well,
wanted.
you know where the cleric is, so why don't you just come to us?
I also believe the guard out front said that they had someplace for us to stay for free.
Oh, I'm sure. If not, I can put you up in my place. I only have the one bed, but I'm sure we can all fit. She kind of looks at Scrack and looks back at you, hopefully.
How about this? We're gonna go talk to a cleric at a guardhouse. Why don't you come there when you're off work, and I'll let you show me the town, and we'll talk about philosophy and closing some portals, and get to know you a little better.
Really?
Yeah.
She just slips off like a bag that she has slung over her shoulder and starts digging through. It's like a purse. She pulls out a small book.
Yes.
It's my latest. Can you
I-
read it?
I will read it.
Can you sign it?
I could sign it, and you know what? I might convince everyone else to sign it too, but how about I read that now as we leave to go to the cleric, and you come find us later. Okay?
She happily bounces in a circle a few times, squeaking each time she lands. This is really reminiscent of how Riona used to be. Yeah.
It's just like I was really like that, wasn't I? I used to be so happy.
I mean, it only took nearly dying a few times, losing everybody you cared about.
I
and
died
seeing the
once
world.
so far.
But yeah, so
We'll
do you-
leave.
she tells you that she will be getting off of work in a few hours, so that gives you plenty of time to go talk to the cleric.
Mhm.
And she will come there, and then she has a fantastic restaurant, but maybe freshen up first because your clothes look a little travel worn.
Didn't we get all spruced up when we
You
came
did
through the
get
illusion?
cleaned up, but it does not mend fabric.
I will personally go try to find myself something nice to wear. Don't worry.
You can have one of my dresses.
How about you bring me a dress? And I'll wear whatever you bring me. I can feel your eyes rolling, Scrack. I'm trying to get good faith here. We have
Like
someone
the
who's
sounds of two stone spheres
yes.
slowly rotating against stone.
This is a good thing to have. She's an in. She's an in, Scrack.
But yeah.
Fine.
So I give her one more hug and we leave.
Again, bone crushing vice grip, body on body, like Clash of the Titans. And
While they're hugging, I am standing on the opposite side of Screk from them.
okay. While you're hugging, it's like any loose bit of fabric and or flesh gets pushed out of the way because
We're trying to be one, got it?
Yep. She releases you, spins, and runs upstairs.
Boy, I sure hope I find my doppelganger here.
Okay, guys, I have a few seconds. What do we want to put in the bag while she's gone? I go to the manuals that she was talking about with the portals.
Okay.
And just
The brown ones or the philosophy?
both. Just what she pointed out to me.
Well, she only pointed out the brown ones.
Oh, well then I'll take the brown ones, the ones that were the actual terms.
Did she leave the book that she said not to put in the bag?
That is
on the
in the
desk?
office.
That was up there. So
You had your chance, buddy.
Hey, we have to leave, right?
yeah,
You do.
I'll take those portal books and
There's like 200 of them.
oh fuck. Okay.
This
What?
is an immense room, expansive, hundreds, if not thousands, of books.
Fuck, I don't have time for this. Ah, I'll come back. Ah, I won't. No. Ah.
Okay, let's stop into her office real quick.
I need a book, Rusty. I need a book.
Grab books. It doesn't matter.
It does What's the matter?
May I suggest we're starting with volume 1?
Is there anything that stands out, like, I guess the thickest?
All right. Roll a quick investigation for me.
Okay. As we're leaving, I'm just trying to. Okay, 15.
15. Okay. So you're looking, and there's no real identifying anything on the book aside from the color. You look around, you find one that's fairly thick, and then your eye catches another one that's a little bit thicker, and then there's one that's shorter but wider, and you're like, you grab one.
I just open it. Does it talk about portals, and is it my language?
It is in common. It is neatly scripted. You do see some drawings of a portal, similar to what you saw before.
Yep, just close in the bag. Let's go. I'll
It's
take
very,
it.
very reference book like.
It's about more knowledge than I have right now.
There you go.
We'll go. We'll talk to the cleric, and then I have a date, I guess, guys. Rusty, you're muted.
If everybody remembers, Wade was with us for a little while in the Enchanted Forest.
She was.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go talk to her.
Right after we stop at her office, real quick.
It's on the way out. Do your thing.
Yep.
But we're heading out because Scrack looks like he's gonna eat somebody.
Is she in her office?
No. If you're asking about your cosplayer, no. Vinaya is not in the office. There is someone in the office, but they're at the far end of the office writing on a chalkboard.
I walk in. Do I see the book on the table? Or a desk or
The order of the books and papers and scrolls have been tidied up. That particular book, roll for investigation for me.
27.
It is the third from the bottom.
Hmm.
Okay. You start sliding it out.
No, I just reach in, take it. Not being just act like I own the place.
All right. So as you do that, it disturbs, and the person is an older man, long beard, wearing a high-collared robe, has a white animal fur on the collar and the shoulders. He looks over at you. Can I help you?
No, just had to grab this. Turn, walking out.
Odd. Goes back to writing.
I just
Not in the bag.
Yeah, don't put it in my bag. Just push. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Where are you heading?
The place that they said, right? Where the guard tower, the guard place with the cleric.
Tower to the little church right next to it.
Okay. So you descend the stairs. The guards let you pass. You're free to come and go, apparently, in their eyes. You pass the same people on the streets a little further into the day. Some of them are closing up shop. Some are sold out of some of the things they were selling. Others are just indifferent, continue selling their wares. You do see a guard walking up to you with his Morning Star hefted on his shoulder, and he kind of looks you up and down, and as you walk away you could swear you heard him spit.
Was he a half orc?
He was not a half orc. He was a dwarf.
A beardless dwarf.
Are you gonna look?
Yeah, I'm gonna look.
All right. Roll perception.
25.
He has a very large curled mustache.
He's not beardless. Does he look like the beardless dwarf we've met before?
I believe that one had red hair. This
Yeah.
is black.
Does he look like a baker?
Definitely looks like a guard right now.
Hmm.
Have a good day, sir. And keep walking.
You do see as you're about to pass the statues, there are about 3 or 4 people standing around specifically standing around the Torsten statue with pen and parchment trying to figure out something, and another one has some tools and hammers, and they're looking at it, and then they kind of see you out of the corner of their eye. One of them runs up to Torsten, puts his hands up like this, and just glares at your missing hand. Makes a few notes. All right. And walks back. And you see the guy with the tools just go as the hand breaks off.
It's funny how art imitates life.
Isn't that great? They just want to, follow you and, get everything right. Maybe if you pray real hard, it'll start growing a sword.
That's nice.
Let's go to the
Yeah.
cleric.
It doesn't take long, but you do arrive, and there is a door, but there's the sounds of hay being moved with a pitchfork into stalls where they keep the horses. The odor is fairly pungent, but it's that, horse smell. Not too bad. But you do see a woman standing there, pitchfork in hand, looking at the horses, and you can tell who it is.
Did you do good?
Wade?
She turns around at the "Did you do good?" and like eyes completely pass over where you are. Like you're here, the eyes completely pass over, and she sees Torsten go, "Wade?" And you see that she looks a little older than you remember her, but she's like, "Oh my God, look at you! I never thought I'd see you guys again. Come here. And then she is covered in hay and poo, and she has been working those stables hard. She grabs Rusty up and picks him up into her heaving bosom and spins around laughing. Of course, your legs and arms just go.
Same as always.
Oh, and she holds you out. I'm so glad to see you.
I'm so glad you survived.
Yeah, barely. I thought maybe if I went the way you told me, then it wouldn't be an issue. You were wrong.
That happens.
He usually is.
Yeah. God, I missed you.
How long has it been since you've seen us?
Oh, well,
You can see there are wrinkles like crow's feet around her eyes.
been a few years.
Like 5?
Oh, no, it's been more than that.
Bitch lied. Well, it's only been, since we've seen you, a day.
I bet you don't look any different.
We're not joking. It's only been 24 hours.
We're very confused.
Well, that makes all of us. What?
And the legless lady up there was just not very nice.
Oh, her. Yeah, Paula's a bitch.
No good deed, am I right?
Right? But
Oh.
to answer your question, yeah, I have been doing good. Hasn't gotten me much, but I do what I can.
Yeah. Doing good sometimes costs you an arm and a leg.
Or a
And I
hand.
turn and glare.
As soon as you say that, and a hand.
As you say that, Riona, she goes, I just realized it has been a while since you've seen me. How'd you find me?
Well, boss lady said you were down here, but we
No,
found
I
this.
mean before. Like, how'd you get here?
Uh-oh.
She kind of
I'm-
looks up.
I'm looking for my dad.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't help you with that, but you know, it is good to see your faces again. And
Well, she kind of implied that you might be able to help us. Do you know a Justice Hyra?
I don't know nobody by that name.
Huh. Again.
Well, I don't, but I know someone who might.
Really?
Yeah,
And who might that be?
the sculptor.
The guy over there whacking off Torsten's arm?
Wow, phrasing. No, he's well, I think he's crazy, but he loves your stories. Let me tell you, he always talks about it. He lives over there. She points, and way off in the distance, a stone house set apart. The stones aren't white, nor are they symmetrical. Proof.
You guys okay if I go talk to him and you guys maybe wait for my date to show up?
As you look at the home, there's a lot of roses, shrubs, pathway of stones. And there's a stained glass window with a beautiful woman.
That's a negative.
I'm not stopping. I'm running as soon as we notice that. Again, you lose Riona. She sprints off.
I'm faster than you.
I don't care. I'm running.
I'll take off after them both. Jeez.
Come on, Torsten and Haskar. Come on, Haskar. Come on, boy.
God, I hate you.
We'll be back.
So
We'll be back, Wade.
she goes, all right, I'll be here. Well, I'll be inside cleaning up. So if I'm naked, don't worry about it.
Maybe Torsten stays with the naked cleric.
Wade, we're expecting, or Riona is expecting a date to show up here. If she shows up while we're still gone, have her hang out for a minute. I'll try to get Riona to come back. Yeah, and you'll know her date. She looks just like a young, happier Riona.
Oh, all right. But again, I finished mucking out the stables. I'm taking a bath.
Bathe away.
She goes inside. Who gets to the door first?
Probably Rusty, but I'm sprinting.
I'm not trying to get to the door first. I'm just trying to stay with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am the same.
All right.
I'm just walking. I'm not.
So you're going the same speed as Haskar.
Yeah, I don't knock.
Okay. You open the door. Everything is as you remember in that very same house. The benches, the area that refrigerated all the drinks and the food, the cabinets, the bed, the ladder to the stairway to the loft. Everything but the books. There's only a few books.
Is there a dead man on the floor?
No.
Is there a dead man in the chair?
In the chair. The chair is different too. It's definitely not as comfortable looking, and it has wheels. It has 2 large wheels and 2 medium wheels. And a door opens. And walking from that door is a very familiar face. And that's where we're going to leave it.
You son of a. I had to mute myself to keep it
Very
safe.
familiar face.
I didn't
It's
say
Busby.
It's Busby.
Busby. Oh,
Your face is just a tyrant.
I've been looking for you.
Oh, well, next week will be interesting. I'll have emotional
Davidos.
trauma. No matter who it is, emotional trauma. And then I get to go on a date. Woo! Well, that was an interesting night.
That
Yeah.
was.
That was a ride.
A
Mhm.
little rusty on my DMing, but
Mhm.
we'll get there. Thank you all for joining us. Like, share, subscribe especially, and comment below if you think we give you any type of entertainment or you think we're of any value, if we enrich your lives. Just be with us on this journey and see where it goes. We love your faces, and I hope everyone has pleasant dreams. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.